people have been upset because Pierre Poilievre, as I mentioned, leader of the opposition, has been painfully silent about what's happening with these birds. And so finally, yesterday, a reporter point blank asked him, "What's your stance on the birds?" And this was his response.
What is your official stance on the ostriches in British Columbia and the culling order that they are facing?
Really incredible that the Liberals have caused so much. Because of Liberal incompetence, we're in this mess. And when you have an incompetent government, you have messes like the inflation crisis, like the crime crisis, like the border crisis, like the investment crisis, like the fastest shrinking economy in the entire G7. When you have an incompetent government, you get lots of these messes.
Wait, on the ostriches, sir. Sir, you didn't say what your stance is on the ostriches. Why won't you answer your stance on the ostriches?
I just did. I said the Liberals are incompetent. That's my stance.
Do you support the culling order?
Can I just...
Can we get your reaction? I don't know about you, Alexa, but I am deeply embarrassed for the Conservative Party of Canada and the criticisms that they continually face. You know, that the Conservative Party of Canada is spineless. They don't take a stand against things when they should. They wait until polling comes in or wait to test the waters. And this is a story where Pierre Poilievre, I believe, had a real strong opportunity to denounce what is happening and advocate on behalf of the thousands, perhaps millions of Canadians who agree that this cull order is unjust and a grotesque overreach by an increasingly totalitarian government. And he wasted it away with your standard liberal adjacent deflection. It was so deeply embarrassing to watch that.
But first of all, also, I want to speak to the viewer. If you want also to react to that and you want to send us a super chat, please feel free, send us a couple of bucks via a super chat so we can actually show it on the screen. And in the same time, you are encouraging and supporting our journalism. But I was deeply like sad to see that he had a huge opportunity to say something, to take a stand for those animals. Those animals are healthy. Those animals didn't do anything. And as you say, he's always defending property rights and personal, like individual rights. But what about animal rights? Those animals is the property of. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the lady, but
Katie Pasidney and her parents.
Yeah, it's their bird. This is opening such a window to the Liberals to now come into your house and deal with your own property and your own pet. Can you believe this? If the judge is not siding on the side of birds and asking, we retest them, and if they are healthy, we are not going to kill them, this is opening a huge window for violation of private property.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I should mention, Andrea's done a few reports on this. And if you want to catch up on this topic, if you're not quite sure what we're talking about, if you want to find out more, we have an entire website dedicated at savetheostriches.com, I believe it is, or .ca. I believe it's .com. Savetheostriches.com. And Drea has interviewed Conservative MP Scott Anderson about, and he has been, firmly denouncing this. He's been requesting that the Liberals explain and justify this culling order. So he has, there are members of the Conservative Party who have been advocates and outspoken about this and trying to demand accountability and answers. But we're looking for leadership. This response, this deflection, as I said, was embarrassing and so disappointing to see. it's like Aaron O'Toole 2.0, really, when he, refused to take a stand against the COVID handling, the pandemic response, and he was just kind of going along instead of providing actual opposition, which is the entire role and basis for having an opposition party. This feels like Aaron O'Toole 2.0. And so I don't know if Poilievre just hasn't refined his talking points, but what a missed opportunity there to really take a stand and have a moment to denounce what's going on and demand those answers and get more public attention and scrutiny on what's happening here. Just a complete embarrassment and wasted opportunity from what I see. I mean, even we have the British Columbia Premier David Eby saying things like wanting more answers around this. But David Eby's kind of been in typical politispeak, flip-flopping, and there's an alleged assault now that has taken place against, I believe, the neighbor of the farm, who was apparently punched and had gas doused on her. I don't know how accurate these reports are, but nonetheless, of course, the mainstream media has completely run with this, and they're calling the ostrich farm supporters now ostrich convoy supporters and the mega birds, and that rhetoric is heating up in the mainstream. And we have a clip to share with you here from BC Premier David Eby saying that this alleged assault is alarming.
On the ostrich farm alleged assault, obviously this is incredibly alarming. I just hope that everybody can help work to take the temperature down here, and I hope this victim is okay, as okay as possible in the circumstances. Nobody wants to see violent attacks like this, and it doesn't serve any interest anywhere, regardless of where you are on the issue. And so I send my best wishes to her, and encourage everybody to maybe take a step back and a breath, and focus on what really matters here.
Yeah, and so Pierre Poilievre he had an opportunity there to bring that temperature down. He could have said, the judge has ordered a stay. So that's a stay, basically a pause on the proceedings while they grapple with the lawyer, Katie Pasidny, and her parents' lawyer, Omar Sheikh. He has submitted this stay application for the courts to reassess this cull order and, again, try to just get some more justification, some more answers, and get them tested instead of just indiscriminate, kill them all kind of ideology that seems to be plaguing the CFIA. But Pierre Poilievre had an opportunity to bring down that temperature. He could have said something like, there's a stay order been issued, get off of their property and wait for the judge's decision. Instead, the CFIA has continued to execute. They do have a warrant to be on the property, but they have continued to execute that warrant to retain ownership, even if just temporarily, of that property, of those ostriches. The owners aren't, it's in the CFIA's hands. The CFIA is taking care of those ostriches. They're supposed to be maintaining this farm, maintaining the livestock, and feeding and otherwise caring for these ostriches. And that in and of itself brings a lot of questions. Will they do anything to sabotage those efforts? Are they feeding the animals the correct feed, enough amounts? Are they getting any care? Some of the birds were so frightened by the CFIA's response and the drones flying overhead and the commotion on the farm that they reportedly were running into fences and getting stuck on things and just running around, to use the analogy, running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and some of them injured themselves as a result. And so are they receiving adequate care by the CFIA, who wants them dead? Pierre Poilievre had an opportunity to denounce all of this and call for the CFIA to back off, call on the Liberals to provide answers, even to say why they won't test any other birds in I think it's 250 days now that they've been healthy since the original herd was, I guess, sick with the avian flu, because this is quite literally an outdoor space. So they have birds that fly in from all over. So the whole thing is a mess. Pierre Poilievre didn't seize an opportunity to really take a hard stance against this, and that is so embarrassing.
It's also embarrassing because, you know, I'm from Quebec, and if you ask like someone in the street about ostriches, everybody would be like, what are you talking about? Because there is no mainstream who did dare to talk about it and talk about what is happening with those animals. And I think it is outrageous that there is 400 ostriches who are facing now death because of like supposition that they might be sick. When how long it's been from the first time that they say that they are going to execute them, and now if they were
250
sick,
days, yeah.
if they were sick, those animals would probably be dead by now. So I'm sorry, but I think it is justified to ask a retesting, especially because the cost will be covered by a company who offer it. So they are not going to spend more money from taxpayer to know if they are healthy or not. There is something way bigger behind this. If they are refusing that they have free testing and they say no, there is something way, way bigger behind that. And we have a couple of people who actually like say something about it, and I want just to show the comment right now before we change topic. We have Jilly Papers, $5. Thank you so much. It's just the person say, Pierre, please grow a pair and help to actually save our country. We have also Billy Howard, $5. Thank you. It's a PP, probably Pierre Poilievre, is in pharma's pocket. It has bird flu vax ready for release. As long as the immunity ostriches are alive, pharma profit will be billions, but only if the ostriches are culled. What do you have to say about that? Because you're the expert in pharma.
Well, I don't know about expert, but Drea has actually covered that. And, you know, we have this brand new millions of dollars of government subsidies and investment into the Moderna facility in Quebec that has just opened, I believe, within the last, well, definitely within the last year. I can't remember the exact date that it opened, but just recently opened this Moderna facility that will focus heavily on mRNA. I hesitate to use the word vaccine, so injection development, you know, research and development. And Drea has done an excellent job covering and kind of contrasting that with what's happening with the research that is being done with these birds, and specifically their eggs, and how rich they are in antibodies for various infections. So yeah, if Pierre Poilievre is in pharma's pocket, then it makes sense. But it doesn't change or negate the fact that he could have just easily said, we need to know why the Liberals are demanding this cull order and why they simply won't retest even just one of these healthy birds. And if it shows that they have robust immunity and they have antibodies and this research will be valuable, then what are we doing here? And so it again was just a complete wasted opportunity. And I think such an embarrassment for the Conservative Party of Canada. But their messaging and, you know, things have not been keeping pace with the public's temperature and what the public wants to see from the government moving forward with various other issues plaguing this nation. But he was asked pretty point blank, pretty straightforward. What's your comment? And he took a page right out of the Liberals' playbook and just deflected.
It didn't have just one opportunity. The question was asked again and again.
Yeah.
And he didn't take all the opportunities.
All right. We have another couple ones coming in. Alex Greer gives $6.99. Thank you. And then another $2.79 says ostrich power. Yeah. You know, the funny thing, I'm not even an ostrich fan. And so I'm waiting here. What's going to happen with the ostriches? I think a lot of people are just in that boat. They're like, we don't necessarily care about ostriches, but a lot hinges on property rights and the rights of farmers to conduct their farms and do so without the heavy hand of government intervention.